An old steamship in poor mechanical condition. Part 5. After a quick look at the benefits of adding rapeseed oil to my lubricating oil can, I move on to fitting the lag steam piping and painting the boiler base. In this episode I also fit the reversing gear operating mechanism to make the Stuart 1010V change direction using radio control. This, by the way, is nothing to do with the reversing lever. This is a bottle of rapeseed oil. I've blocked out the manufacturer because it's a registered trademark. I often add it to my oil in the workshop. Oil for bearings, not oil for cylinders, and it's a really good, low-friction oil additive. That's enough excitement for one episode, so now it's back to work. I'm refitting the piping that you saw me painting in the last episode. This is the pipe that goes from the wet header, or the tap on top of the boiler, to the superheater element. You may be thinking, as this is a radio-controlled boat, why do we need a tap on the top of the boiler? Well, we need a tap on the top of the boiler really for safety reasons, to isolate the boiler from any external components, for instance the displacement lubricator. It's not a good idea to take the lid off the displacement lubricator when there's live steam going into it. On screen at the moment you see the mounting base for the boiler. I've removed this from the boat because it was damaged anyway. The soft solder joint on one of the corners of the base had broken away, so I repaired this by resoldering it, and it's okay now, but it's still not very strong, so what I'm going to do is modify it. I'm going to drill some holes in this base and put some bolts in the corners as an extra support, but for the moment I'm giving it a coat of paint. As far as a mounting for the boiler, I don't think this is a particularly good idea. The boiler sits on two sharp edges, so I'm going to alter this. I'll feature this modification in another episode once this paint's dried. That's enough painting for one episode. Over now to some mechanical principles. The radio control system will be in the stern of the boat. That includes all the servos that will operate the various linkages. And I need a servo to raise and lower this arm. I could use a Bowden cable, but I prefer the bell crank principle. And here you see me getting some measurements. And I've got a couple of bell cranks from old boats that I've pulled apart, but it's time to make a new one. In this clip I've drilled and reamed a hole in a piece of brass. This hole is 3/16 of an inch in diameter to take a 3/16 shaft. The one on the bench is a commercial stud, but unfortunately I have to make my own because it needs to be a little bit longer. This was surprisingly difficult to thread. I threaded it 2BA and I also threaded the arm 2BA. So it's fastened with a lock nut, and believe me, it's going nowhere. This system allows for some adjustment. I can change the angle of the bell crank, and it really is a solid affair. It's pointless cluttering it up with complexity. Life is complicated enough. So this simple reversing system will reverse the engine, and it will make it go forward too. As you can see, I've cut short one half of this link because I didn't want it to be too long and foul the arm as the arm went up and down. Every part of this assembly is going to be a prototype in this boat because it's not a commercial item and it's certainly not an open launch. I've made plenty of those, and if any of the steam engines had Stephenson's link reversing like this one has, I would have used a differential bell crank like you see here. It's getting very close to the time when the engine and boiler need to go into the boat. There are many gas burners available for model steam boilers. I personally do not like the ceramic type. Yes, I know that ceramic burners are very popular and possibly the most used, but they do have a bit of a disadvantage, and the main one is the howling noise down the flue. It's very easy to set up a resonant frequency. Until the gas pressure drops at least, it makes a noise like an organ pipe. I much prefer this type. This is an external blow lamp. And this is a very old blow lamp. It's a gas blow lamp, and I think at one time it was probably fitted to a propane torch. But this type of burner is just the job. I'm taking the cover off to show you how it's put together, and to show you the fact that if you don't have the cover on, the flame blows off the head. The point being that this is a much better system for me because you can clearly see the strength of the flame, and also they breathe better. One of the main problems with ceramic burners is getting enough air into the actual burner area. I think it's termed the secondary air. Model steam boilers fitted with ceramic burners often emit a really bad smell from the chimney. It's definitely a sign of incomplete combustion of the gas. On screen at the moment is another type of burner. Once again, this is of the blow lamp type, but it's not quite as powerful as the previous one. And it's very unstable. If I blow at it, the flame will leave the end of the nozzle. Even with ceramic burners in a boiler, if it's a windy day, they would often blow out if the wind caught the chimney. This is a proprietary burner. Again, it's the blow lamp type, but it comes with a ring that allows you to mount it in the flue tube of the boiler, and it goes out very easily. Also with this burner, when it manages to stay lit, it doesn't seem to give very much heat out. The good thing about the burner I'm going to use, which is this old one, is that it's a bit of a period piece. This was the usual method of firing a model steam boiler with a centre flue in the old days, using a petrol or paraffin burner, but now we have gas and it's much more convenient. This gas canister is too big, it's just one I'm using as a test. It fits in place in the boat, and I was hoping to mount the entire assembly on a fancy holder fastened to the boiler, but the problem I have is I cannot then get the boiler into the boat, so this gas canister is going to be mounted on a separate support fastened to the hull. I'm currently awaiting delivery of some gas canisters that are the right size, then I will make a suitable mounting. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my main Steam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.